GYMDAD Fitness. Today we have a review I've been sitting on for months. Man, I've been looking forward to this one. Just hoping I could eventually one day review this product. And we have Big Bang, and I got the original one. This is the pre-updated label that just has an overall complex blend. It doesn't give you the great. I'm blanking on the terminology. Prop blend, and then the new logo, which apparently, from what I've talked to with the owner of Gym and Tonic, is the exact same breakdown, exact same everything, but it's not a prop blend, and they actually list out the ingredients. And as you can see, this one was brand new. Got this one back in January, and it's practically gone. Just pretty much used the whole thing, and this is a brand new tub. I've opened it up already because I've sent samples to people, but I've yet to personally try this one yet. So this is what I'm going to be running today. And Big Bang, the reason I didn't review it, Wesley from Gym and Tonic, who was on the Excelsior review, me and him actually got off to a very rough start. I was trying to, as you've seen from my GYMDAD Hidden Gym series, I like to kind of do some digging and try to find some like low key pre's. And one of my friends, Snoop Dogg, put me on this one. He had a friend that had preached pretty heavily about it, and he's the one that first mentioned it to me. And he said his friend got from Gym and Tonic. I reached out to Wesley from Gym and Tonic, let him know I wanted to review this pre-workout. He pretty much told me to fuck off, that he doesn't deal with reviewers. Apparently, someone reviewed it years back, and it almost destroyed the Big Bang and took down his whole shop or something not good. But after that, I didn't take it personally, and I told him, why I wanted to review it and why I wouldn't review it if he requested not to. And we actually became really good friends and ended up talking many times on the phone on Sundays. I feel like we kind of touch base and like just talk subs, talk the pre-workouts, and then the history of pre's and stuff like that. And then that's what led to the Excelsior review, was just becoming connected with him. And anyway, so he carried Big Bang for the longest time, and Gym and Tonic still carries it, but they're done producing it, is what I've heard. I know at least Gym and Tonic is not carrying it anymore. I'm not. I know for 100% sure about that. That their last remaining units are in the store right now, and they will no longer be carrying it. I think that the production is going to be cut, and the only other places I know you can get this is hit up SupLocker, the emails on the website, or hit up Evan on hit up the SupLocker account on Instagram. But we're going to get into that's a little bit of the background of the Big Bang. So anyway, I didn't review it because he requested I not. I don't know if I finished that story. He requested I not review it because he doesn't want too many eyes getting to it, and the manufacturer did not want it being reviewed, but now he's no longer carrying it. And he sent me the Big Bang. So out of it, I think I think he felt bad the way things started off with us. And he's like, "Hey, let me tell you what, you want to try one?" And he sent me a tub. And so like, if someone's like that nice and that kind to me and that generous, I'm obviously going to buy by their wish, because number one thing to me in this review game is integrity. And I think that the people you deal with, you should always treat with integrity, and the people you report to, which is you guys. I see myself as almost like I'm a accountant, so I see myself as like auditors help make sure companies are doing the correct things, because the auditors are technically working for the public. I think as a reviewer, we can't get our wires crossed and be a product promoter, make sure we're reporting back to the public on if products are good or not. And so anyway, integrity is always number one for me. Anything I do, that's the first decision, is if that is upheld. And so when he told me he didn't want to review, he sent me a product, I'm not going to review the damn product. I don't care how good it is. I discussed it offline with many friends, but I did not actually ever review it, and I've ran it many times. And so the Big Bang, this one comes in. It just says one scoop, and I've ran this thing multiple times. And from what I've heard, just talking to friends, is that the labels hit the exact same. And Wesley from Gym and Tonic assured me of the same thing as well. He said it's just a label update, but that's just what people say. So you eventually need to be the research yourself and give it a run. And so one big mass heaping scoop came at 19.57. I saw Gino and Isaac Heistem review this one, and I can't remember what those guys ran it at, but I'm not those guys. I'm a different lifter. I have a different style of lifting. Everyone's kind of got their own gram level. I don't know what they ran it at. I can't remember what it was, but that one right there is 19.57. And I'm just going to give a quick little sip for you, because I still got to go grab the kids from school real quick. And so I'm just going to bring this baby with me in the car ride and then sip it down after I pick them up. But it's delicious. I knew it was. I mean, honestly, it tastes like a spiked Kool-Aid. It's like red Kool-Aid, just with a little bit of bitter aftertaste, like from the chemicals. What red Kool-Aid aftertaste with chemicals is how I best describe this one. But overall, like 8, 9 out. Gosh, could even be a 9. It's so light. So I love light pre-workouts. Probably about an 8 out of 10 on the flavoring system. But we'll go and get into label breakdown real quick. And I'll have this other one up side by side. And so right off the bat, we have Nisine at 10 milligrams. We'll see if that gives any flushes or anything like that. Beta alanine at 3.5. I'll let you know if there's any difference in the ordering here. Arginine at 1 milligram at 1 gram. Creatine HCl 1 gram. Caffeine anhydrase 300 milligrams. Teacrine 150 milligrams. DMA 1,3 DMAA is 75 milligrams. Yohimbine 3 milligrams. That's going to give you that sense of urgency, but it's not as aggressive as Alpha Yo. Alpha Yo's little brother there, a little more gentle. Taurine, the next one at 500 milligrams. L-citrine tyrosine 500 milligrams. Nupept 30 milligrams. Hydrogenamine 20 milligrams. Arachidonic acid 750 milligrams. And that one is in the other one as well. And then to wrap it all up, citrulline at 4 grams. And I think everything is in there except for the citrulline. I'm looking at the other label right now just to confirm. Yeah, I guess they didn't have citrulline. So a little bit of pump increase with the new Big Bang. Just double checking. Yeah, the prop blend was Nisine, beta alanine, arginine, creatine HCl, caffeine anhydrase, teacrine, DMAA, yohimbine HCl, taurine, L-carnitine tyrosine, Nupept, hydrogenamine, and arachidonic acid. So I don't know if I pronounced that last one, arachidonic acid or so whatever, but anyway. So I guess the only difference here, I guess there is 4 grams citrulline in this one, so it's not much. So you still probably want to go and stack some pumps on it. But there's the label. Let's go ahead and get into the effects of the Big Bang. And once again, I am going to be telling you the effects on this one, and then if there is any differences, I'll let you know. If there's a pump change significance, I'll let you know. But let me get you the grammage on a heaping scoop of this anyway. I think that other one was 19. And this scooper is smaller, so I think that the stim package is going to be the exact same. Yep, so heaping scoop of that came in at 15. So exactly what we expect with literally a 4 gram difference in the heaps between 19 and the 15. So there's that citrulline that comes into play right there. So yeah, so at least you got a little extra citrulline action going on there. It's a pretty cool deal there. But let's get into the effects now. Now time to get into the effects of the Big Bang here. And like we said in the label breakdown, we are looking at the Big Bang in the blue and purple one here. So when you look at my grammage scale, I mentioned I took 19 in the weigh-in, and then I ended up actually upping it a little bit because I'm like thinking to myself, I usually take absolutely massive heaping scoops of this one, which ends up to be around like 16, I want to say. And I'm thinking to myself, 19 grams plus the 4 grams citrulline this has on it. So we're looking at like, whatever, maybe like a slightly needed a little bit more to get it up there. I'm just guesstimating, to be honest. And the whole reason I did that, so if you had ever ran, I don't know if I have it with me, up here it is. So I pushed this thing pretty hard with the heaping scoop and then sprinkled some more on top to get it to like 21, 22 kind of range, because I've ran this one right here before, and I've got it on firm detail, firm information, whatever, that the Big Bang, whatever 1,3 source they utilize is the exact same, and that whatever was in Big Bang is double it in this thing, and then just add some Alpha Yo on top of it. And I'm like, man, machine was insane. It was so tunnel vision, so in the zone, so like strong feeling and illicit. I was like, man, I'll be just fine because there's no Alpha Yo in this one. Supposedly it's half of what's in this one, or maybe I think this one claims 125 versus 75. So it ends up being, a little less. I mean, it's a little less than half of what's claimed on label, at least. And so I went ahead and upped this thing a little bit more after I did that one. So make sure if you're buying the red and you're buying this one. I know that Ace and Optimal Reviews teamed up for a review on this one, but talk about their grammage. They talked about their grammage, but make sure you kind of get the grammage right. That's the only thing I'm saying for this one. Is the big difference here is your grammage, what you're going to run it at, because this is straight stems and you got 4 grams of citrulline to kind of add in for your grammage here. So you're going to want to end up adding more than, like, this one I usually recommend taking mass keeping scoops at like the 16, 15 to 17 kind of range. So this one mass keeping came at like 19 or 20. And I think I know I brought it with me to as I was going to pick up the kids. Ended up throwing like a gram or two more in my pump product before I hit the gym too. So this comes in very smooth, very nice. You're gonna find yourself like really optimistic, euphoric, on the borderline. Not, I wouldn't call it dancing. It's positive outlook is the key to this one. I always notice these pre's hit well when I'm picking the kids up from like daycare or whatever, because like if I usually drink it as I'm going to do that kind of stuff, and then it starts kicking in, and I'm always like a little bit too talkative, a little bit more than I normally am, and you could so like it's got the goods in it when that situation occurs. And this one came in extremely smooth, like you just don't even really feel it creeping up, but it just like steadily gets there. And the 1.3 does come in pretty quick though. Like I want to say like I started feeling the euphoric vibes around the like 30-minute mark. To like sometimes these things take almost an hour to build. This seems to be the 30 to 40, but like it keeps building, and it's got the goods because you start getting those like for me, some people have different ways that these things hit them. The 1.3, some people kind of get like tingles in their feet. For me, I kind of get it in like the back of my head, and like my skull, like almost kind of feels like it starts like tingling a little bit, like in a nice like gentle way, like a relaxing, almost like a relaxing way. And so I got that with IR8. I used to get that all the time with Crack Purple, and I'm trying to think what other some of those other heistinpreworkouts.com. Hyperdose, got that with Hyperdose as well. A little bit with Game On. They all had just a little bit of it, but IR8's was very intense. And this Big Bang with that 21 grams was extremely intense. Like, I'm not just talking about like the head tingles as it peaked. I'm talking about like the head tingles from like 30 minutes in to like an hour later in your workout. I was still getting them coming back and forth. And then like it's such like a good vibe, a good bubble feel. You feel very optimistic. Like this, for instance, like my wife called mid workout, and usually I'm like, just trying to like shorten the call to get the fuck back to training the weights. And this time we get talking, and we're like, hey, let's go on like a campus walk. Let's like, if this is one of these days. This is one of these pre's. Me and my friend Justin, who's been on, he was on my Oxy Milt review. Big guy out of Kentucky, straight unit of a guy. And we got to this talking about some of these 1.3 products, and when it's got the goods, when you just like you start almost like getting in your feelings. A lot of us don't really like bring it up because people like but macho want to talk about like how locked in the zone, like chucking around the weights, being a savage. But like you almost kind of like start like you're thinking about all the things you're happy about, and all the things going great in your life, and all the things you're thankful for. And I remember after my wife called, when she was calling, I was like, hey, let's go on a campus walk later. We live up next to a campus around here, and it's freaking beautiful right now. And I just wanted to get outside and enjoy the day and have fun with the kids and stuff like that. And at the same time, like I didn't want to leave the gym. I wanted to keep training. This is one of these ones that like if you don't have kids, one of these ones that you want to get in the car and just like drive and just like enjoy like the moment. Just enjoy. That's the main thing to this end, is living in the present. Like this Big Bang, you feel so good, you feel so happy, and like and happy in a way of like positive, optimistic. This isn't like happy like like straight up dance and just like feeling yourself kind of like vibe. This is, you're gonna feel that, you're definitely gonna feel some of that, but it's optimistic kind of vibe, with the bubble like feel that like an IR8 type has, but without any drama whatsoever. If you don't like any drama, you don't want to be slapped across the face, you just want a nice like energized pick me up. But then like the main goal of your pre-workout experience is like good euphoria with a bubble like feel. This is the type of pre, and this is very unique, very special. This one is one of these ones that I've been doing a lot of sample giveaways, and I've almost ended up giving away all my tubs of my favorite stuff because I want everyone to try the hitters. So it's not like I'm just throwing away throwing the people my daily drivers and stuff like that. But this is one of these ones I'm going to have to be a little sparing about giving out to people because I freaking love it. I know it's gone with the manufacturing. Is there a difference? I think ever so slightly. I think if you can get your hands on the new one, do it. I'm not gonna lie. Like I wanted to say they're gonna be identical, but I'll be straight with you. I was absolutely buzzing on this one, like insane, absolutely insane buzz. Um, Then again, I haven't taken illicit for almost a week, and I think it was last Tuesday or yeah, Wednesday I think was the last day or Wednesday or yeah, it's been about a week, and a few runs of daily drivers, but I'm not going. It's not like I took stems off for 4 days, and it's been overall like how like grading like all my runs on these things. Like I had definitely had some A runs on this, but I don't know if anything ever reached the peak this did. Then again, maybe I took this thing at a little bit more grams based upon this one, and you never know the way you rip scoopers out. And make sure you shake your pre's, guys. Uncle Eddie always preached that, but you never know. But anyway, I would have to vouch more for this one because it's a recent batch, and it's my most current experience. But I think if this is the only one you can get your hands on, it's still a hell of a grab. I know like HighStemPreworkouts.com, I think they only have this one right now. I think the main key here is adjusting your dosage. So this one, I'd probably take this one between like 16 to 18, and this one between like 19 to 20 kind of range as far as grammage and what I'll run these things at. But all in all, this is a fun experience, and I wanted to hit this review, this jump the line, because it's going to be gone here soon. And there's only a few places, like I mentioned. Gym and Tonic still has it. Supplocker, if you reach out to Supplocker, it's selling it offline. HighStemPreworkouts.com still has some of the original one, and it's a sweet pre, and you're not going to want to miss it. And if you do miss it, like I mentioned, Renegade Labs is probably machined Supplocker, another offline catalog purchase. If you want to reach out to their Instagram page or their email, just let them know that GYMDAD, said to hit them up and let them know that you were interested. That would probably be my replacement if you can't get a hold of Big Bang on time before they're gone. But all in all, how I'd score this one, 10 out of 10 on Euphoria. Just, you can't beat it. It's one of the best, smoothest bubble-like experiences you're gonna have. It's crack purple, but tear off all the drama. Go ahead and detach that from the experience. And I love the drama of crack purple. It wakes me up. It gets me going. It slaps me across the face. But sometimes you just want like a nice like Tuesday arm day, smooth ride, or like I hit back today and I didn't want something like crazy, heart pounding out the chest. And this was absolutely perfect. So if you like purple, but sometimes you're like, damn, that thing was a ride. Like I almost want a little less drama. This is going to be absolutely your pre. And all in tunnel vision focus, I got to give this thing a 10 out of 10 as well. Like the bubble is for real. It's insane. Um, there's nothing like it. The head buzz, crazy, man. It's still coming back. Like during this review, just like thinking about the pre, I'm getting so excited. It's kind of like starting to feel it back in here again, all over the sides of your face and stuff. There's definitely a little bit of nicing tingles, a little bit of Bay Allen tingles to mention. Now that I've brought up that little head tingle part, but overall energy, 8 out of 10. It's not the most energized pre you're ever going to experience, but that's not why you're buying this pre. Sense of urgency, 8 out of 10 as well. That's not why you're buying the pre-pump. I guess it's better than this one. I still stack a pump product, 4 grams citrulline. We'll give this thing a 6 out of 10. Taste for what's in it, very solid. I mean, 8, 9 out of 10 probably for taste as well. But like I said, star of the show is the bubble and the good vibes. Big Bang, check this one out. Like I said, this is one of these ones you look back on in the future and you're like, fuck, we were in the glory days when we had that product. You're gonna miss 100% of pre-workouts you don't take. I'm still kicking myself for not jumping on Aries White, not jumping on Assassin, the one in like the green label with 2 amino and I think 1,3 in it as well. Still kicking myself for not getting on those ones and letting those slip out of my fingers before they're gone forever. So definitely try to get a hold of Big Bang. 100% has my endorsement. You're gonna love this pre, absolutely love it. But GYMDAD Fitness, like, subscribe, check out the next review.